and handle challenges faced by the youth. He reminded them to be focused and concentrate on their studies or the development plans if they are out of school. He encouraged them to avoid angry men who spoil their future, abstain from sex till they complete education, and if not, they should have it protected. Tusimi Byron, an auditor and financial advisor, advised students to observe financial management, engage in income-generating activities at home, and budget for the little money they get from their parents, either in form of pocketing from a project.
Avenues. Investing in avenues imbere bakusobora kutunga sente nungi ezitalizo busumu nikinsemeza muno kusanga omwana natunda ebitoka street amazire kusoma baitu ntamusangire mu nkomo bamukwasire musumu omwana nimusanga ari mukutunda chips ya rugudo ngukasoma na amanyira abandi batangana bakira kora kutina nimusanga natunda chips ya rugudo nampe cyo kulya habokuba yes kusoma kusobora kuba kwa yangira but he's earning even more than you who is working in a bank. So, no sanga omwana wobwisiki instead of kumusanga street nkamugora nkamalaya leka musange hakiri nakora mu hoteli ayikalire as a waiter mu hoteli yeye yatandikira kuba zino hoteli zitandika no tunge kitoki kimu no tunge bihimba no tunge nyanya no butunguru nenjagi. You can start a hotel. No abakazi akutunda ebikule mpaka nibarubata abana bakaba nibasoma bitu yalema, but are they not earning? They are earning. Tutukubagamba ngo abako hari school fees obuzikubwe. Tukubagamba ngo baleme kwikara mu masomero ndabasoma. Hari school fees obuzurukwanga abantu bamukama. Kandi obuzurukwanga you have the brain because they taught me financial literacy. I can get money from anywhere because all over the world there are opportunities. Hari umuntu abinategesa virtual bits abinatugambera how to use IT to get money. Abana abandi bakatunga chance batunga smartphones bakozereki bakyali bato. Smartphone is also part of business. Habakuba haro internet. The moment you get data siringi bibiri, instead of going on WhatsApp sending a nude pics, kusendikira girlfriend message, take a photo of what you are selling. Take a WhatsApp status yao. Obagambire nyoni ntunda ebinyobwa nebihimba munsange hano. People will come and give you money. Notandika small nebaija kwija mbagamba by the way in business tutunga new innovations through customers.
Kahua Rogers, an agriculture student at Makerere University but hailing from Busoro sub-county in Kabarole, says he rears chicks that he buys at 8,000 shillings and sells each at 20,000 to 30,000 shillings. He discloses that the earnings from the chicken have helped him get school requirements, thus reducing the burden on the parents.
Weeks isatu bina kwako wakagwasi kanana lokalise byokule bya loko sometimes tutabura mu ne byokule bimwe bindi bikijungu but most especially no so kalise byokule bya loko. Then after 2 to 3 months lokatunda ni so program nkemtwale ebiri kichweka but usanga myezi 3 mu sente zo kubotekera mu at least no hamama go na nomination ko tunda abakubu kwalika amahuli ago tugasoba kwa tururwa ni manta inenka ichubeta ngenkokeza mukire sobwa tu icyonko kuliza antu ngeri yeki kwe funa maka sente most especially akasoku nyambo nkubanjala isomero kugura hebitabu byange nka etabu kalamu.
Kanyanga Sauda, a senior 6 student at Kihinji Secondary School and a resident of Kagote Ward, left the youth astonished when she said their mother gave them 50,000, which she used to buy a goat, and that now has produced 6 goats.
So that we put in the beginning, we just put like 1 M. So out of 1 M, we gain a lot of profits. We sell like 3 M plus out of maize and beans.
Zobomwe Gloria, a student at Finn's Nursing School, warned her fellow youth against idleness and dependency from parents, adding that she rears chicken and goats that help her get the fees and other requirements.
Projects at home have helped me to sustain my life too, because sometimes we find the parents are also in need, and when you have your project, you can get that money and help yourself, then your parents can help you after. At times when we are at school, you find the books are not enough. For example, for us, we are girls. You find now, for example, when you were girl, there are those girls who bleed a lot. You find your dad has bought you few things to use. For for example, 3 pads, you are calling that there is nothing, but it is easy to go, Dad, sell my pig or sell my hen, then you send me money, I buy something. Then when you have those projects, it gives relief to your parents. They get relieved, you can help yourself sometimes. Now, for example, when I was coming at Phoenix, I had my goats and my kitten. Then I sold those goats, I got some money, I bought all the requirements for myself, and my dad just paid the tuition.
Okay, and that is what is coming in from details to do with Fort Portal District. I think pretty much when we talk about financial literacy and inclusion of the young people, is even with just recently a Capital Markets Authority is still ongoing with trainings and skilling up most of these young people, trying to help them understand the picture, the image and all that about how you can save for retirement or how best you can save good money for your retirement benefits at the end of it all, and also getting to know that, well, the world is very challenging, but if at all you're well competitive and well equipped, the skills can add up to your journey.
And with the ladies I saw in the story and the gentleman there, mostly they are into agricultural skilling, agricultural rearing. The gentleman was telling his story about poultry farming and how he has been getting a lot from it and catering for his school fees, for requirements, school requirements from poultry farming. And the ladies there, one who is at nursing school also into rearing goats. So you see that when this is there.
That's a shocker.
What shocker?
For a lady who is in nursing school and then wearing goats, I think.
Because at the end of the day, you need to facilitate yourself. And this should be a mind changer to everyone viewing, especially learners that are still in holidays. If you've not gone back, reported back to school, campuses, you could tell your brothers and sisters there. What are you doing to make sure you always get something out of it? At least I can reflect the story of who is Delaus, when he was here telling us how he was at Makera and then selling juice, making sure he begins a step at a time. So this is the same story here that I see. It's reflecting relatively to his. And then all these at some point end out to be actually successful stories. Because I have seen people facilitating their school fees, facilitating their requirements, and at the end of the day, right now, when you look at them, Joram, they are somehow very far.
And well, when they did mention the theme was value yourself for a better generation, I think it goes mainly to the girl child. It may not necessarily mean the girl child, but as well as to the boy child. You really need
Everyone
to value
needs a valuation around their life.
But
and
because society has shaped women as very vulnerable, and if a woman doesn't value herself, quite a number of valuations are there when they are looking at the value of a woman. What does a woman?
So what is the value of a woman? If you could tell me something.
There are things that shock for a woman to do, and things that will not shock anyone if a woman does them.
Tell me, maybe two. Just give me two that would shock you, Joram, if I did them.
You know, the morning when I was coming through, I was listening to radio, one of the radios in town, and the lady in there was saying, women, as responsible women, it is always value. You actually call a woman of value if at all you have a husband attached to you. Because people do believe that if you are working and you have a husband, at the end of the day, you are responsible. And the responsibility always shapes you into a valuable woman. That is why you would see people tend to actually feel strength whenever they look at a single mother who is still making ends meet at home, because that is still more of the value. Because normally,
so when they see a single mother actually getting successful, the society is like, she's doing it.
Exactly, she's defying the odds.
Is that what you're meaning?
Not only that, but looking at a woman who is willing to go through all the hardships, in most cases, because women are vulnerable, and in most of the working institutions, people tend to take advantage of such a situation. But once a woman goes through the competition, valuing herself, And valuing also goes to the issue of the sexual affiliations and all that. The more you as a woman get to actually value yourself in that regard, where you are, it will definitely show the society that now
get
this is a woman.
respect to the society, which actually has got respect for itself as well.
Exactly.
Maybe gentlemen who respect themselves, because you realize, I have been there before, Joram, and then when you said no to certain affiliations, like you're saying, actually some of them will highlight for you that we're punker. Do you get the point?
True.
So when a lady does not respond to what a gentleman wants there and then at that particular point, they're relating to you as someone who is proud, so proud.
But at the end of the day, they will associate with you knowing that you cannot be messed up with. Because, you see...
So you do that knowing that...
No, you see, most probably men do these things because they believe they have their women at home. Now, when you have your woman at home, now they feel they can still do the other things at their workplace or do it behind closed doors and all that. And someone once advised me that if you do feel you don't want something to happen to you behind closed doors, be wise enough not to do it. Because ideally, certain things come natural. Sometimes you may think you're more wise, and then at the end of the day, it goes behind your back and someone does something. And the day you find out, it becomes more hurting to you.
Okay, so thank you so much. And let me take you back to reflect on the financial literacy in those particular the stories. We're talking about skills, Joram, and you are very well telling us how a lot of gentlemen, ladies need to handwork on hands-on to make sure they put up ends meet there. But why do we need financial literacy here? You realize financial literacy will help these young people, will help you, will help us, the youth, make sure you integrate your services that you're doing and also to the customers you're doing it for. Because at the end of the day, if you lack transaction skills, if you lack marketing skills, and we're going into a digital era, we've got usage of digital tools, that is all financial literacy. How do you have transparency around your finance management and also making sure you put on board an expanded market around there? So that is why in Fort Portal in Kabarole district, that particular conference and also engagement with the youth was particularly helping in those particular lanes.
And among the financial literacy and management skills that they got also included using technology and social media, how to adapt to the situation, because with this generation is one that is definitely driven by technology and a lot of social media. So that is one of the key things that people need to know of, more so from the sector of e-commerce.
And not forgetting the sexual reproductiveness, and at least we have highlighted as to why we were discussing sexuality affiliations around those particular lanes, because it was the same training underlating and also underlining those particular reasons and circumstances there.
And well, let's head into a break. After the break, we have weather forecast, we have the press review and business reports. Stick around.